Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. About a month and a half ago I made a video on Poland's demands, not a request, demands that Germany pay reparations for the Second World War, the damages that Germany did to Poland during the Second World War. The Germans stated that they got to an understanding, I think in 1970s or something, with then the government of Poland, and everything was done. Now the Poles recalculated that whatever they considered that the Germans owe them. And the Germans are right now cornered by their allies in the European Union and in the NATO and the neighbors and the ones that have Danzig, that have East Prussia on their territory. You remember that saying? I don't know if you guys have it in your countries, but it sounds like this: the one you don't let to die, he's not going to allow you to live. So let's say you have someone who's injured and hurt and so on, and you don't allow that person to die. You just help him and so on. That person will not let you live alive for various reasons. You know, always wanting something from you, always, please help me, you owe me this, come on, don't let me die. So you can't live your life because you always have to tend for this person that you could just allow dead, and you live your life. But you decided to be a good person and do the right thing. So you help him, but when you help him, this person is going to be dependent on you and will always think that you owe him something. In this case is Poland with Germany, and I'm talking about Danzig. Danzig, the Germans said, okay, we're done with Danzig, all right, you get Danzig, you get East Prussia, I don't want to hear about it. And now these guys come back to you and tell you, hey, you owe us. But they could say, motherfuckers, the whole war that started was because of Danzig, and was because you and the guys that told you to not negotiate. You negotiated in bad faith. And then we did the stupid thing, whatever, I'm talking about the Germans, and invaded the Poles. So if you would have negotiated and gave us the Danzig corridor, that could have been avoided. I know, it's a scenario, maybe Hitler always wanted to take care of all of them. But I'm just saying, part of the guilt, I think, stands with you as well. You could have at least tried. What did you get instead? War, destruction, and invasion of the Soviet Union. But hey, you knew better at that point. We can't change the past, we can look for the future, right? Change the future by changing the present and planning for the future. So in this case, the Germans planned so well that right now the Poles are coming and tell them, you owe us. And what is Germany going to do? Germany is going to help Poland defend its eastern border with Ukraine, providing them with Patriot missiles, anti-air defense systems. Remember? Germany said, we're going to help you so the Russians are not, or Ukrainians, no more accidents like the one a week ago. So Germans are doing that, and they say, we'll provide you, if you want, with patrolling, with air patrol around along the border with Ukraine. We'll do this for you, for NATO, blah, blah, blah. And these guys continue to say, well, but you still owe me. That's okay. Well, that's something between them. And if the Germans owe them something, then they should pay. Okay? But if we look into Poland's history, or any country that has a little bit of balls once in a while in this history, you're going to find out that Poland invaded other countries. So are they going to be paying reparations to those countries or not? I think not. So then it's kind of like hypocritical when you were fucked to ask for money because you were but when you use someone else and that someone else asks you for money like you did, you're like, what? Say what? Yeah, okay, so a lot of countries can demand money from Poland for their invasions and acquisition of lands from other countries. And you say, no. Yes. You just have to do a little clicks or get one of those books over there with history books, the top shelf, and the second shelf, and you just go over there, and you gotta come here for that. And you have to read You have to read Romanian for those ones anyway. And you get those, and you're gonna find it. I wanted to, before I started this, I looked into some history books, and I said, I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna read the times and dates when Poland invaded Moldova, in Romania, when invaded Russia, when invaded many areas around. And just to make it like this is what they claim they are owed by Germany. How about they're owed, by this guy's request Poland to pay? But I said, you know what, if someone bothers to do that, just look at Polish history, and you're gonna find that somehow they find themselves in the Kremlin. I think under the invitation of the Russians, I guess, and then they come to Moldova. I don't remember them being invited there. In 1498, 1499, you read about that one, for instance, and there are many examples. So are they going to pay? And if not, why not? All right. So the evidence is there. You know how many towns you burned. They have it documented. It's historical document. It's not me just pulling out of my butt. So this article comes from Al Mayedin. This is what the Poles are doing now. Poland justifies reparations from Germany to 50 allies. So these guys write 50 countries, and they tell them, look what the Germans did to us. They should pay us. This is what the allies do. Poland sends letters to 50 of its allies justifying as rightful its demands for wartime reparations from Germany. As I said, if they owe this, they should pay. But on the other hand, again, when are you going to stop? Because other countries can come and ask you for reparations. And then what is going to be your argument? To deny them the same thing you are demanding right now. So Poland contacted 50 allies in Europe via official letters to explain that there was a legal basis for the wartime reparations Warsaw has been demanding from Germany, a Polish deputy foreign minister said Wednesday. The lower chamber of Poland's parliament voted in mid-September to demand Germany pay 1.3 trillion. Actually, it's not. It's still trillion in reparations for damages sustained during the Nazi era. How much is 1.3 trillion? For me, when you get over billions, I'm done. After that, I can't. Okay, how much you put it? 3 more zeros? What the fuck is going on there? Trillion, it's done. I can't. It's too much. Too much. Billion, yeah, I'm good with that. But trillion, okay, it's on top of billion. But it's like so much money that for me is like, I can't even comprehend. How much is it? 1 trillion. What can you do? Because every time I don't know, get some money, I envision that money based on a purchase that I did lately. Let's say, I'm just giving an example. Let's say this watch, okay, I paid a certain amount of money. Now when I pay a certain money of this watch, when I get some money from another, I say, okay, I could have bought, I don't know, half of my watch, or not even, or 3 times my watch. So I measure that on that. So let's say I don't know, I purchase something else, a pair of ice skates, speed ice skates. That's what I do. I ice skate with speed skates only, not with anyway. So then that's about what, $800. That depends what kind you buy. You buy claps, you don't buy claps. $800, $1,000. You say $1,000 a pair of speed skates claps. All right, you buy those, and then everything that comes with that. Oh, how much is this? Oh, that would be like half of the claps. How much is? That's how I do. So in this case, I can't understand what you can do with 1 trillion. I can't. I don't know. So that's why for me it's like super money. So by a majority vote of 418 to 4, the reparations law was adopted by both the opposition and Poland ruling Law and Justice Party. So that is a fact. These guys, all of them, virtually, I mean, what the hell, 400 to 4, really, 420 against 4. That's all of them. And it says the Polish state has so far received no response in this regard. What do you expect? You're going to receive what? $1.3 trillion? But as I said, even if you, and this is another thing. I observed this I noticed in Romania, and not only in Romania, in people who can't manage their money. Like for instance, you have basketball players or football players in the United States, or actors. When they get rich, just like this, and they have I don't know how many millions of dollars, and then in 10 years they're broke. Why say, well, my agent, no. Look at Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was multi-millionaire. He went to prison, he did this, he was broke at one point. Why? Who made all these payments for this guy? So he spent too much that he had. Who made the decisions for him? Ultimately, it's you. You decide to have 50 tigers and 20 motorcycles and 50,000 cars and buy mansions all over, and then you pay taxes and you're broke. So, So when you give more money to this kind of people, they will get eventually, most of the time, to the same result, broke. So Romania the same. You can give, Romanians are saying, well, we have the Romanian gold. The Romanian gold is at Moscow right now. That was stolen. We gave it for good keeping to Moscow, and the communists held it over there after First World War. We still have it with all that treasure. We're gonna bring it back. If we bring it back, Romania will be the wealthiest. Blah, blah. No, it's not gonna be the wealthiest. Before it gets into the country, before it gets from the, let's say, Moscow, I'm just fantasizing right now, comes towards Romania. Once it entered the Romanian territory, all these thieves, the politicians, all these guys are going to take from it. When it gets to Bucharest, it's going to be $3 left. Or let's say that doesn't happen, and all that money and gold comes to the Romanian National Bank. How do you think these guys are going to manage it? It's like the basketball player, multimillionaire, overnight or after 10 seasons, he's going to get broke, most of them, in I don't know, 10 years, you find out he was a world champion boxer and he's broke. Look what, how do you call it, Frazier. How did he end up? Look even at Muhammad Ali. He lived in Michigan in a bullshit house until someone made money out of him and gave him and so on. He was like this. Foreman, the same thing. Why did he go back to boxing after he was a preacher? Where was his money? He didn't go to boxing because, I love boxing to be hit in the head. No, they all needed money. Why? Because they managed so well. Look at Joe Louis, the boxer. He had money. He was on top of everybody. And then who paid for his funeral and who supported? Schmeling, the Nazi, the German guy who knocked him out in the first fight, right? And then he got beaten by Joe Louis in the second one. So I'm just giving you examples how many you want of this. There are some of them are still wealthy, but the proportion is like this. My point is, people with a certain kind of mentality and behavior will fuck up the money. The same with Romanians. Romanians will fuck up the money, will have a little party, the guys are up there in the top, and in 5 years Romania will be the same shitty country. And the same with Poland. Oh, we need that money. You're gonna get that money. You're gonna smoke all kind of things and drink and for about 10 years. And after 10 years, you're gonna be the same as you are right now. You're not gonna be Switzerland all of a sudden, because that means a certain kind of behavior, mentality. You change mentality, you change the outcome. You have with the same mentality, you can pump how much money you want in Poland, Romania, and other BS things, if you know what I mean. So yeah, give them the money, and then we talk in 10 years. And we're going to see Poland asking for money from, I don't know, this time from Great Britain or from Russia, or who knows what. Why? Because that's the way it goes. You don't believe me? Don't believe me. They will not get the money anyway. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth and be just.